Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. We have Elena Rybakina versus Bianca Andreescu for the round 2 Madrid Open matchup. This is going to be a very interesting one. Before we do get into it though, remember to hit that like button, do subscribe if you're new, and do leave a rating review if you're listening on a podcast platform. Also do click that notification bell so you get alerted to all new uploads. Shout out to our members as well. Okay, let's get into it. So, head-to-head is 2-0 in favour of Elena Rybakina. They haven't played on clay yet, though, so you need to take that with a pinch of salt. Both players are definitely better on hard court than on clay, but Bianca's game especially, you'd think, would translate really well onto clay. She didn't play a lot of clay growing up, I think, from my knowledge, and I think it's been more a case of not getting the relevant practice on clay and really getting to grips with the movement, etc. For Rybakina, we know that she's got a really big game, and so that is going to translate well onto fast courts. But I think also even on clay, she's given a lot of the top players problems. She made the semi-finals of Madrid last year, but before that, she hadn't made it past the round of 16. So lost to Sabalenka last in the semis and then hasn't really had great results here. The Madrid conditions at altitude, the ball does fly through the air, but because it's clay, it's still slow conditions than most of the hard courts, if not all of the hard courts, and grass is just quicker than a Roland Garros or a Rome. It's been a solid but not spectacular season for Rybakina. Elena's serve has not been as potent this year. She's not been getting as many free points, and that's going to continue in Madrid because it's clay. So she's going to have to really work hard, I think, with her placement more than anything. I think Bianca's going to have a lot of opportunities to get into the return points in games more than she would have if Rybakina was at the peak of her powers. Andreescu made a return to the tour last week, and this is after a pretty long layoff. So it was her first match since the Japan Open in October of last year. She lost a tight first round match in Rouen to Lamens, who was an eventual semi-finalist, lost in 3 sets. But Bianca did play well in her first round match here in Madrid, beating Kessler in good fashion, showed a good level. She switched to the E-zone, which is interesting, since her injury woes in October, and it looks to be working for now anyway. Could she follow in Madison Keys' footsteps and have a resurgence in her career after a switch to the Japanese brand? The added power should give her an extra dimension and boost the Canadians' game, in addition to what's already a well-varied arsenal. I actually think that Bianca is going to catch Rybakina cold, who struggled during the Sunshine Double especially. She showed a good level, as I mentioned, against Kessler, and I think she'll come out and disrupt Rybakina's big serving, big hitting baseline game with a variety in defensive nous. She's got the ability to slice and dice it from the back, drop shots, really good backhand lobs, forehand lobs. She's able to flatten it out as well, find good angles, high topspin. And she's got really good movement. And if she's moving well and fully fit, there's no reason why she shouldn't be able to come out and cause Rybakina a lot of problems. And for Rybakina, she's a player that really needs, in my opinion, rhythm to find her best game. If Bianca's giving her lots of different balls to look at in terms of different heights, spins, angles, she will find it awkward, Rybakina. That's for sure. And I think Bianca's good enough defensively to make it difficult with lobs and, as I said, slice and dice it at times. So I think Rybakina may struggle with that aspect of it, if I'm being honest, especially this version of Rybakina right now, who's not playing badly, but she's not playing anywhere near the Rybakina that we know, who won Wimbledon a few years back, who's made the Australian Open final. That's not really the Rybakina that's on display right now anyway. And I do think that Bianca needed a bit of extra oomph in her game, and the racket change will probably help that, I think. So, especially on her serve, which I think, is serviceable, and she hits a pretty good kick serve, but she needs a little bit more pop, I think, in my opinion, so that will help her case. So I'm going to go Bianca Andreescu, I think, in 3 sets. That's my prediction. Let me know in the comment section below what you think and why. Thanks very much, guys. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.